a better behaved dog? It all comes down to one thing: how you manipulate their world.
Now, we know that sounds bad right off the bat, but let us clarify what we mean.
By manipulation, we don't mean exploitation, deception, or coercion. We don't mean exercising control at the expense of someone else unfairly or dishonestly. No, what we mean by manipulation is thoughtfully shaping your dog's environment and experiences for positive change. That's it.
By doing that correctly, you guide your dog towards making better choices and foster behaviors and coping mechanisms that lead to lifelong fulfillment and success. Dog training isn't just about getting your dog to follow commands. It's about teaching them to make the right choices on their own, helping them navigate the world in a way that benefits them, your bond, and the society around you.
Great. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the things you can achieve if you learn how to manipulate correctly and why we choose to implement it in our training.
Look, dogs don't exist in a vacuum. Every experience, every interaction, every moment in their world is teaching them something, whether we intended to or not. So, instead of leaving their learning up to chance, why not take control in a way that benefits both you and them? In this video, we'll break down why manipulation is your best training tool and how you can use it to raise a confident, well-adjusted, and happy dog. Every experience shapes how a dog perceives the world. While genetics also play a role and certain emotions can be hardwired, the experiences you provide have a significant impact on their confidence and well-being. By carefully managing those experiences, you can help raise a well-rounded, confident dog, whether you've just adopted a puppy or an adult dog who is adjusting to your way of life.
As Herring Woods put it, we must acknowledge that modern life asks more of dogs than evolution prepared them for. Today's world can be overwhelming, and constantly processing new information while making decisions can quickly lead to stress and anxiety.
When a dog feels overwhelmed and unable to cope, they develop their own coping mechanisms, many of which are undesirable, such as leash reactivity, hiding, or even growling and snapping. As owners and trainers, it's our responsibility to guide our dogs through this world in a way that sets them up for success.
This means exposing them to new experiences in a positive, controlled manner, making decisions for them when they're not yet capable of doing so productively, and introducing them to novelty at a pace they can handle with confidence.
We see this concept play out clearly in working border collies. An adult collie raised on a farm can often transition into an urban environment without significant fear or negative coping mechanisms. However, if a puppy from the same genetic lines were raised in a busy city from the start, they would be far more likely to develop fears, anxieties, and maladaptive coping strategies. Why?
The farm-raised adult collie grew up in a calm, structured environment with a singular focus: herding sheep. While they encountered new stimuli, these exposures were limited and happened naturally in the course of their daily tasks, allowing them to process novelty in a manageable way.
In contrast, a city-raised puppy is bombarded with constant, unpredictable stimuli. Without the ability to process everything productively, they may experience chronic stress, leading to an overactive nervous system, reactive behaviors, and a lack of confidence.
This may be an extreme comparison, but it illustrates how differently dogs can develop when given the opportunity to process novelty at a comfortable pace. Now, don't worry, you're not doomed if you live in a city with an overwhelmed dog. You can set them up for success by planning ahead and thinking about the experiences you face them with. By thoughtfully shaping your dog's experiences, ensuring they're positive and manageable, you're not just teaching behaviors, you're fostering confidence, reducing stress, and encouraging emotional stability. Instead of reacting to problems, you're proactively creating an environment where good choices and a balanced mindset come naturally.
Secondly, you can actively shape your dog's experiences to help them develop productive coping mechanisms and prevent them from learning unwanted behaviors. Many behaviors are much easier to prevent than to fix once they become habits. For example, if you know you'll be busy cooking dinner and won't be able to supervise your puppy, ensure your dog can make the correct choices by using a puppy pen, crate, or tethering them nearby with a leash and giving them a chew. By doing that, you give them a productive outlet for their boredom and actively teach them to turn to their chew instead of distraction when they feel this emotion. This ensures they stay out of trouble instead of wandering off to chew on furniture or get into mischief.
The golden rule is: train when you can, manage when you can't. Puppies and young dogs in particular are naturally curious and prone to making poor choices simply because they don't know any better yet. Instead of allowing them to practice undesirable behaviors, proactive management helps prevent bad habits from forming in the first place. This means always staying one step ahead and thinking in advance about how to guide their choices. At first, it might take some extra effort, but over time, it becomes second nature.
By consistently setting your dog up for success, you make good behavior the default, reducing frustration for both you and your dog in the long run. Another example of this would be using a long line as soon as you see your dog take an interest in the smell of wildlife on the ground. The best way to prevent wildlife chasing from becoming an even more rewarding behavior, especially in breeds prone to hunting, is to prevent it from happening in the first place. Shaping your dog's environment and experiences not only builds their confidence, but also helps them make better choices when faced with instinct like boredom or the urge to chase. That's not to say you can't teach a reliable recall to a dog that has already experienced the thrill of chasing wildlife. It might just take more effort than working with a dog who never learned how rewarding it could be.
Finally, by thoughtfully manipulating your dog's environment and experiences, you can help them feel more confident, motivated, and capable both in training and in life. Over the past 15 years, we've observed a pattern in dogs that mirrors Bandura's self-efficacy theory in human psychology. The more assured and capable a dog feels, the more willing they are to take on challenges, persist through setbacks, and view difficulties as opportunities to grow, rather than signs of failure. Just like with humans, the more success your dog experiences, the more their belief in their own abilities grows.
We see this regularly in training. The more a dog believes in themselves, whether from their genetics or positive past experiences, the better they handle difficult tasks and your expectations.
I see it in Ponyo. The more positive experience he gains and the better he gets at a task during herding, for example, the more confident he becomes, working with greater conviction and tackling new challenges, stubborn sheep, and my demands with even more enthusiasm than before. That's why it's so important to manipulate training scenarios and set your dog up for success, because you have influence over how they feel about your training. When you do it right, you foster their confidence and self-belief. Your dog not only achieves small wins, but also develops a stronger sense of their own capabilities, boosting their confidence in both training and life.
It's the same with people. Remember back to when you were a kid in school. If you loved the subject and felt good at it, you were eager to learn and improve. But struggling with a subject that felt impossible often made you lose focus or give up. Well, at least it did for me. By shaping your dog's experiences to reduce failure and highlight success, you can nurture their confidence and motivation, helping them grow into the best version of themselves.
Dogs are constantly learning, whether we're actively training them or not. The real question is, what are they learning? Are they practicing behaviors you want to see more of, or are they reinforcing habits that will make life harder for both of you? By thoughtfully manipulating their environment, you're not just preventing problems, you're shaping a future where your dog is confident, capable, and eager to engage with the world in a positive way.
The truth is, good behavior doesn't happen by accident. It happens when we take responsibility for how our dogs experience life. So start being intentional, set them up for success, and watch as your dog thrives, not because you force them to, but because you create a world where choosing the right behavior became the easiest, most rewarding option. That's the power of training through manipulation, and it's something you can start implementing today.
If you're ready to take your dog's training to the next level, not by bribing or forcing behaviors, but by intelligently shaping their worlds to encourage great choices, then it's time to take action. We've just released a brand new, reliable recall course designed to help you stop leaving the recall to chance.
A truly reliable recall isn't just about being the most valuable thing in the environment. It's about making coming back to you a no second thoughts behavior. And that starts with understanding your dog's reinforcers, thinking ahead, and shaping their experiences effectively. In our reliable recall course, we'll show you exactly how to do that so that choosing to return to you isn't just an option, it's their favorite decision every single time.